We'll now move to the other tabs, and the next is the graphic standards. In this case, choice design standard is the default, and that's what we're going to stick with. But what we want to have is you may have other preferences to items that you want. 90% of the jobs that we do are covered by the defaults that we've already got selected. So if you wanted to just move all the way to step 5 here, you can do so. If you're looking for a very basic set of graphics, which all of these graphics will be, but you'll have a little bit of flexibility in choosing things. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of an idea of how to do that. If you want to move on, if you want to change some of the selections, you can select this button here, and then you have some things that you can choose from. And for instance, here's one, the template. This is the default template that you get. There are other templates available. That's the Liquid template. That's the Corsair template. And you can select one of those. And you'll notice that the price doesn't change when I change the template. So there's no difference there. Other preferences that you may have are going to fall. This one will look at the general category. The ones that show a plus sign that's red, or a dollar sign that's red, will actually reduce your cost, and the ones that show a dollar sign that's green will increase your cost. Here's an example. If we want to not show the value display box object names, for instance, you just want to show that it's going to say 58.6 degrees. You don't necessarily need to know that that is the discharge air temperature, or DA-T, which is the object name. So if you don't want those object names because you might feel like that just adds clutter to the job, you could deselect that, and you can see that the price went down from 2060 to 2010. Not a great savings, but there is some savings there, and it may actually improve the graphics in your mind or your customer's mind. Another situation is we typically integrate your logo, a contractor logo, in there. In this case, we might integrate the Johnson Controls Metasys logo and no other logos. You might have a client who wants to integrate their school systems logo, in which case you could add that. And if you click on that, you'll see that the price went back up to $2,060. There's a number of other choices, and if you have questions about those, you can do them. But as I mentioned earlier, 90% of the jobs are covered by the defaults that we set, because those are the preferences we get the most often. The next tab is discounts and rewards. You have a referral discount code in your account that you can give to somebody, and they can get a 2% discount. Or if somebody gives you a referral discount, you can add that code in there. I would save that for a larger job, maybe than a $2,000 job. Based on the savings, wouldn't be that great. And the other promotions are things that we don't have going on right now, or the other discount codes are things we don't have going on right now, but they're there for future reference. Then the final step is the Review and Submit tab, and you click there, and in here it gives you an overview of the order you just placed. If you want to do a full page view, you can do that here. You can look at this in a full page format. But in this case, it gives you all the things, the standard features, the value-added features you selected, and what you've got here is the preferences, and you notice that these highlighted, or these ones with the dollar signs, show that they changed the price to some degree up or down. And then all the other selections are there, the defaults in this case. Then the price is shown, comes down here, and it shows what the list price is, and then it shows your discount. And instant pricing discount refers to doing this on the web, just as we're showing here. I'm showing you how to do this in order to gain that 15% discount. That's helpful. So then your price is $2,060, and you would submit the order. You submit the order, you're going to get a review of this. This is a little larger format. You can see the price again is $2,060, and then you're going to agree to the terms of service and add a PO number of 765-4321 and submit the project. So let's add it up. And there is the project that's been submitted. It's called Sample Project. And you'll notice here that you also have, if you want to have somebody help you with file management, you get a username and password. And that username is 1156 in this case, and the password is 7S90BZ. What that does is it's a username and password that can allow somebody access to this project and the files that you want them to see so that they can either upload or download files. This might, if you're a project manager, this might be a technician. The files get delivered to the project, and you give a technician a username and password. They can go in there, pull those files down, and load them onto the machine. In this case, we're going to go look at the project, and you select on My Projects, the Working Projects. This is called Sample Project. And the one step that we've got left to do is you've got to provide the information to us to execute the project. So you go to the Files area, and what I would do here is we would take these files, and I've added this file into this project here called Project Notes. This is something you may want to provide as detail, a little bit of extra, hey, do this on these graphics. Want all the air handlers on a single page per graphic. The air handlers 1 and 2. Don't put the point that has the words writable in the graphic. Those are things that the customer wanted to make sure that we don't add points in there. He's got them in the database for another reason and doesn't want them in there. But any sort of little preferences that you've got there that you want to put into this, there's within reason. There can't be anything that changes the scope dramatically, but things like that can be added without a problem. And then what I would always recommend is you zip up everything. You create a zip file, we'll just call it a new WinZip file, and then put all the information you've got into that zip file. And then what we will do is you'll upload that to the project. So we'll go to the project, pardon me here, and browse to the file that we need. Take that new WinZip file and upload it. And I always recommend zipping files because you can only upload these files one at a time, and with a large project or a large file, it could take a while. So you want to reduce that time as much as you can. And now that the file has been uploaded, the new WinZip file has been uploaded, you can click on this Assistant Can View button, and that will allow your project assistant, if you have somebody who needs to get access to certain files or this file, they can view this. And I'll show you how that works. You have that person go to the controlgraphics.com website, and then they use their username. In this case, it was the project number, which is 1156, and then the password, which was ZS90BZ. They log in there. I must have not typed that in correctly. And once they log in, they should be able to see the files. And then checking for new files, the new WinZip file is accessible by the client assistant. So that's pretty much how you order the graphics and send all the information. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, Mike Connaughton, at 317-225-3965. And again, that number is 317-225-3965. I thank you very much, and you have a good day.